Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to give you 10 keys, 10 checklist keys that you need to succeed with Amazon affiliate sites. So what I thought I'd do is give you a really quick run through of the 10 main parts, and if you get all of these 70% right, I'll walk you through them. You're going to make money with Amazon affiliates, and I cover a few things in there that you need to you need to understand to actually make money, in a lot of the areas where people fall down. If you're interested in making money with Amazon affiliates and you want a step-by-step on how to do it, check out the link in the description. It will take you through to this page, and it will give you a video that you can watch through the video, but it will explain a 5-day course totally free where I'll take you through these parts step by step, so you'll be able to make money and you'll be able to get up and running. The whole point of the 5-day quick start is, number one, is for 2022, so it's completely updated, and number two is so you can get a site up and running. So sign up, it's free to do so, and you'll get everything you need. You get a plan, you get niches and keywords, you get content and ranking advice, you get SEO and setup advice, and you get a step-by-step plan as well, so you can start taking the steps and making some money. That's in the description underneath this video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, it's in the box, so you'll be able to get in on that. Okay, so let's run through this checklist and I'll explain. It'll be a quick video. I'm not going to make it really long-winded, but I want to give you the main parts that make a successful affiliate site, niche site. Number one, the site itself. So what I mean by the site itself is that you need to understand what they are. And I know that sounds funny because they're basically just sites that make commission, affiliate sites, okay? But the main thing that will help you to get this stuff done is you need to understand that they're just assets. So any site that you make is an asset. The moment you put content on it, it's an asset. Now you've got two different forms of asset. You've got sites that don't make any money, but they're still assets because you put time and effort into creating the content, and they're still, someone can take them and build them up as long as the content's unique and all of that stuff, okay? And then you've got assets that are paying you and they are profitable because someone could take them and build them up, and that's the site that's making money. So the first thing that you want to understand, if you want to build a site to keep or a site to flip, as you can see here, I haven't narrowed down on Amazon affiliate sites here, but just to show you, they're just information sites, and then they're worth money based on their rankings, based on their sales. And even before you make sales, you could flip it because someone would buy it to build it up and so on, okay? So they're SEO driven sites that make money. So they need content, they need time, they need effort, and you are building up an asset. And the beauty of it is you can do it time and time again. So that's the first thing that I want you to understand. Again, get the opt-in below in the description if you want a complete step-by-step of how to get moving with this. Number two, so the second part is the theme, okay? Now when I'm saying the theme, WordPress theme that you use, I don't really mind what theme you use, and it doesn't really matter aesthetically until you're worried about, you know, what people perceive your site as, and until you got traffic. But when you're starting out, you just want to make sure that you have a clean theme, and what I mean is more the coding behind it. So you don't want to get one of these cheap themes that don't load properly. Ideally you want to go for a paid theme. I use Studio Press, I used to use Thesis, I used to love that, or you can go for the ones that come with WordPress. They will all be above board, or you can have a look at the themes in the actual theme area of WordPress and find one that you like. Just make sure that your theme, in terms of coding, if you can, make sure that it's a good theme, because that can affect your loading time. And if you've got a terrible theme, then it's going to be harder to make it work and so on. Okay, the third thing, really big thing here, is the content. And if you're interested in the step-by-step way of writing content and exactly how to do it, grab that quick start. That's why I put it there. It's completely updated for 2022. I can tell you that this site is starting to rank, and it's got 2 pieces of content on. Okay, your content is literally the lifeblood of any niche site, and you don't need to be the world's best writer, but you do need to write for people. So probably the biggest thing that I can tell you in this checklist, if you're looking to do this, is you need to write for people, not just for search engines. If you get caught in the thing where, I've got to mention this keyword 250 times, it's not going to help rank you anymore, and people won't view the site, they'll just click off it. Okay, so you need to understand that you're writing for people and not for search engines, and that if we take a product review, for instance, you're just covering the main questions that they have, you're covering the features, you're covering what the product does, and so on. Okay, so if you have a good basis of that, you will do really, really well. Content. If you're looking for a step-by-step, grab the Quickstart course below. Linked with that, so we're on to the fourth part, is SEO. Now, SEO in terms of these sites and how they rank, this is the best thing that I can tell you in the checklist for SEO. You just need to make sure that any link that you put in your site on an SEO basis makes sense to send the person there. I know that sounds silly, but a lot of people add links thinking that it's going to work. You need to add links knowing that if the person was to click on that link, would they know where they're going and would it make sense? So you've got two different types of links on any niche site. You've got your call to action links, which are essentially your links going through to Amazon and your money links, okay? And then you've also got your links that are your SEO links and interlinking content. Just make sure that all your content links make sense to send the person through there, and you will do better in terms of SEO. In terms of meta descriptions and plugins to use, again, pick up the Quickstart course if you want a full overview of how to use them in 2022. The next thing that you need, so this is number 5, okay, here we go. Tracking. Okay, you need to have tracking set up. One of the easiest ways of doing it is through Google Sitekit, but you need to have it set up and you need to be able to read your stats and understand how to do that. Again, I teach that in the Quickstart, but that's the next part of the puzzle, because this is absolutely essential to see where your site's ranking and what to do next. Okay, the next thing, so we've looked at 5 things. The 6th thing is a plan of action. A plan of action is literally not anything in depth. It's basically what you need to be working on your sites. Like when you're building sites, content is always going to be the biggest thing. So you need a plan of action, how much content you're going to write, and actually get it done and uploaded on your site. That's probably, in a weird sort of way, that's the biggest area that people fall on, because they're worried about writing content, worried about getting it right, and then nothing ends up happening. So you need a plan of action for content. I'd highly recommend that. The 7th thing is a business plan, which sounds really, really like a massive business. I'm not on about a really fancy business plan. I'm on about a plan for your site. So are you going to flip them? Are you going to keep them? Are you going to build them into authority sites? You need to have a rough idea of what you're doing and how many sites you need to get to your money goals. So I recommend setting your money goals, working out how many sites you need to be able to do it, and start working towards that. And you can. This is the beauty of it. You probably will, and there's no problem with it. I've done it many times. You have to adjust that business plan depending on what's happening. But by having that, let's say we're just in March now. Let's say you have a plan for the whole of March. So by the end of the March, you're literally just saying, what I mean by a business plan is you're starting at A and you want to get to B. What does B look like? Okay, how many sites are you going to have? How much content's it going to have on it? And you work towards that business plan. Number 8 isn't really anything to do with sites, but it's probably the most important part. Discipline of doing it. Consistency and discipline is probably the biggest underspoken about things with affiliate sites, because you need to be able to write content and put it on your site and keep it up even when the stats are low, so you've actually got something to look at. What normally happens is you get started, nothing happens, doesn't happen quick enough, might have trouble getting indexing, might not be sort of high up in the rankings, and you give up and you end up with a sort of site that's just sat there doing nothing. So you need to, I recommend for the discipline is when you've got the business plan, you know how many sites you need. It's easier because you know, right, I've got to work on this one, then I've got another one to do, and you're actually building something. So again, if you know, if any of this is very vague, grab the quick start below. That's why I did it, a totally updated quick start, 5-day quick start for 2022, and it's free, and you have the extra time, and we can go into it. The ninth thing is reading stats. So I just showed you the stats there. What I mean by reading stats is even though it's set up, you need to be able to read them and understand where you're getting the traffic from, what the site's looking like, and that will tell you as you get more and more content on your site, you can see the areas where to focus on, where to write content on, and that will really help you. So you need to have that, okay? Reading stats. And number 10 is adapting. So based on what the stats are saying, it doesn't matter what I think's popular on the site. If an article isn't getting click-throughs, or if a certain product starts to do well, I want to write around that to really boost it up, okay? So you just need to go where your stats are telling you. And if you do those 10 things, you are pretty much guaranteed to make money. But the hardest things out of these 10 is the content, the SEO, and the discipline. Everything else, the site, understanding sites is fairly easy. The theme, the business plan, the reading stats, and the adapting, they're only necessary when you're actually up and running. So the hardest things out of these are the content and the discipline. But if you're willing to have the discipline and do it, and you want the actual know-how to do it, just follow the 5-day plan I've got for you, the 5-day quick start. It's below, and you'll be able to get started straight away. And just follow that through and fill in those gaps so you can actually do it and start making some money. So if you found this video useful, do give me a thumbs up. Check out your quick start below. It will really help you, and I'll see you inside. Cheers, guys.